What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with Andrew Cooper. We hide this random screen that shows up here. Here we go. It is NFL Week 2. We are here. Blink twice if you can hear us this week. We know that obviously we had some technical issues last week. But hopefully everything is good to go here for all of you here in Week 2. Coop, man, how are we feeling?
I'm fired up, dude. You know me. I'm a big football nerd. So I love watching football all day. I love data. When you have 1 week of football, you got nothing. I mean, it's a little more than nothing, but you have no trends. You have no direction. You have no, we don't know who's trending up, who's trending down. This week, we're going to get a double sample size, right? All the questions that week 1 spawned, we're going to be closer to the answers on that. And then when you have 3 weeks, I mean, that's really when we kind of know if 2 out of 3 weeks go one way and one goes the other way, we can lean on those 2 weeks. So this is a big one. So many questions that need to be answered. I mean, we're going to see Quinshon Judkins for the first time. We're going to see how the Seattle backfield sorts itself out. We're going to see if Harold Fannin Jr., the greatest college tight end, maybe he's the greatest NFL tight end too. We got a lot of information here that we need answered, right? We get to find out if the Patriots or the Dolphins are the worst team in the league, right? There's a lot of interesting questions.
Agreed, 100%. And guys, we appreciate you all tuning in. We will be reading off the YouTube chat here again this week. We are having a little technical difficulties with the chat going into our platforms. We won't be able to bring the questions up onto the stream, but we have the YouTube page open. We will be reading all of your questions that have come in since this morning. We have them all starting from 9:30. We appreciate you guys getting in here. If you saw in the opening screen here, we do have the ability now to join to become a member of the Fantasy Alarm YouTube channel. $4.99 a month gives you priority answers to your questions here. You also get some cool perks like emojis and badges and some future things that we're going to be working with the YouTube channel here as well. So we definitely appreciate the support. So again, while we won't be able to bring your question up on stream, we will be answering your questions here today. So don't be worried about seeing that. Coop, the chat is loaded though. So we have a ton of questions here. Let's get to our guy, Rob Fossil. He's one of our members here on the Fantasy Storm YouTube channel. He had start one in a PPR, Garrett Wilson, Aaron Jones, Michael Pittman Jr., or Chris Olave.
Yeah, people are going to be surprised. They might not be surprised, but you guys know I love Michael Pittman. I wrote a whole article about why I believe he's going to be awesome. Today, though, for just today, we're going to be shying away from him because he gets Cortland Sutton. As you guys know, not only a tremendous player, but he also has a tendency to just kind of tackle guys when he gets beat, and you don't get any points for pass interference. So Michael Pittman is in a tough spot this week matchup-wise. So I'm going to be sitting him out of that crew. It's just a sit one, right?
Yeah. Just sit one, Garrett Wilson, Aaron Jones, Michael Pittman Jr., and Chris Olave.
I'm sitting them, man. And Olave, the thing with Olave, you might be concerned, but he said that he was absolutely 100% fine. They basically told him that he's going to end up in the blue tent more than anyone else because of his injury history. If it's even close, they're going to put him in there. And he understands that. He respects that. He respects that they're checking on him, but he says he's fine. So no concussion scare. I'm not worried about him going in the tent last week. He got, what do you have, 12 targets? So all those guys are great options, but Pittman has the worst matchup.
Yep, for sure. Shout out to Deb West, just joined the Fantasy Alarm channel membership here. Deb's first question. Oh, it's Miss Dasher. Hey, Miss Dasher. Happy to have you join us
she's the coolest.
Here.
I got to this is why you go to the Fantasy Football Expo. I got to hang out with her extensively at the Expo. Basically, all 3 days we hung out and we chatted it up. She absolutely rules, dude. So thank you for supporting us, and it was cool hanging out with you.
Yeah, she wants to know, who would you run back in the San Francisco 49ers stack?
Ricky, right? I mean, if you're going to go there, it's got to be Ricky because Juwan's banged up. You're not going to start Jake Tonjes, right? I'm interested. The one thing I'm waiting on, because I want to bet on the 49ers to win that game, I'm waiting to see if Trent Williams is going to play. And we're going to get inactives at 11:30. He's on the field right now testing things out, but we're going to know what's going on for the most part with these guys in 20 minutes or so. So we'll let you guys know, but that's really the key piece that I'm waiting for to bet on that game. But if I'm going to pick a player, it's Parasol, right, John? Like everyone else is nicked up.
Yeah, well, she wants to know who's coming back in the stack. So she's
coming back the other way.
So Carrot Kamara, probably, right? Like that's where you'd go there.
I mean, there's a number of options in that one. I mean, you can go with Kamara. You can Juwan Johnson's very affordable if we're talking DraftKings. And then I mean, both Shaheed and Olave were pretty heavily targeted last week too. I mean, both those guys got at least 8 targets apiece. So those are all the key guys. I think for me, I like Juwan Johnson as a very affordable guy if we're talking DraftKings.
Sure. Let's go up to the top here. And again, we'll work our way down the chat. And guys, we appreciate you all. Our guy, James Grande, is in our chat with you as well. Grande can help us out, answer some of those and bring some of those questions to us for our Fantasy Alarm members today. Coulter, the Lions fan, though, was the very first person in our chat this morning, which we do actually have that question because the chat was working at the time. So this was the very first question of the day. Need a bounce back from an 0-1. You have plenty of time to bounce back from an 0-1. Jacoby Myers, Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, I'm going Hollywood here. Jacoby was definitely the beneficiary of Christian Gonzalez being out. The Patriots are not a good secondary when he's not out there. It's as simple as that. So that's where he was loaded up. Also, Brock Bowers was dealing with a knee issue, left that game. So I don't expect him to really get peppered at that level. Maybe, but I'm going with Hollywood Brown. The guy got 16 targets last week, even got a couple screens, which is the Rashee Rice role. This team, the Chiefs, 3 years in a row now, has led the league in wide receiver screens. So somebody gets free PPR points, and it's going to be Hollywood Brown.
Paul from Georgia wants to know Burrow or Fields today. Obviously, Fields lit the world up last week. Do you think Fields can do it again against the Buffalo Bills, or are we figuring out that Joe Burrow shook off the rust in week 1, now can tear it apart against Jacksonville Jaguars?
It's the Jags, man. Joe Burrow. I had a hard time not ranking Joe Burrow like QB1 this week.
Yeah.
And Fields is a good DFS option because he has a really bad history of fumbling. I think he's like QB6 all time in fumbles per game.
Yeah.
But on DraftKings, that's only -1. Fumbles, interceptions don't even matter. So Fields is a DFS play, but use Burrow in your lineups, man.
We have Loveland or Juwan Johnson tight end PPR.
Loveland to me is unstartable. I mean, we go through and I look at all the behind the scenes numbers, route participation, pass block snaps, the whole deal. I mean, this guy didn't even run close to half the routes. Juwan Johnson ran 97% of the routes. He played 99% of the snaps. And Taysom Hill and Foster Moreau, they're on the IR. They can't play for another 3 games. So we're going to get at least 3 more games of Juwan Johnson heavy deployment. He also, John, ran 71% of his routes from a wide receiver spot. He is a converted wide receiver. He's essentially a wide receiver 3 that you can start at tight end. So Juwan Johnson is absolutely the play for me now. And we're holding on to Loveland, hoping that he can ramp up. That's what we want to see for Loveland. You put him on your bench and you hope that his route participation goes from like 35% this week to 50% and then 60. And then you see how high he can go. And then down the stretch, you get the breakouts. People forget guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown, Odell Beckham Jr. as rookies. These guys weren't even viable players until like halfway through the season. So you just with rookies, you got to stash them and hope.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% here. I did get word that they are currently working on the YouTube chat issue. So hopefully this will resolve itself soon and we'll be able to pull all of the questions up from this morning. We will also get to all your membership questions as well. I just want to work through these quickly. Lad or Jacoby? You got to go Lad here, right?
Lad. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. John, do you think that they were just catching the Chiefs off guard, or is this the new look Chargers huck it chuck it football, man?
Yeah, I mean they might listen. Justin Herbert's a good quarterback. They have the receivers. Keenan Allen came back and immediately was like old Keenan Allen. Quentin Johnson, year 3 lead. You and I talked about this. Everybody's taking Trey Harris like way back in best ball. I was like, what if QJ actually just like is ready to go as a first rounder? He looked great, and obviously Lad. I'm gonna go Lad McConkey here though. For me personally,
yeah, a couple of those guys. I was taking them in best balls like Trey Harris, Pat Bryant. Those guys didn't even play. They shouldn't even be on your radar, man. So yeah,
Hollywood or DJ Moore. Hollywood Brown obviously had a bajillion targets. He has a tough matchup against Philadelphia here today. DJ Moore gets the Lions. What do we think?
I got to double check my rankings on this one. I have these guys very close. I do have DJ Moore a couple spots ahead of Hollywood Brown. I mean, they're both tremendous starts. The difference for me, and I hate to say this, but I'm not really sure Hollywood Brown is that great of a player. We're going with the volume, but I don't expect him to do a lot of special things, whereas DJ Moore gets the volume, and I think he's a great player. So I'm going to go with DJ Moore.
Okay. We have let's see, Ladder Hollywood. We answered already.
Yep. You guys only put them in there once. We're pretty diligent about going through and hitting them all. So putting them in there more than once doesn't make us more likely to answer it. It makes us more likely to be slightly annoyed. So just put it in there one time.
We have Cardinals, Seahawks, Colts, or Cowboys for the defense here.
I'm not going to start the Cowboys because they're going to be without Deron Bland, and Trayvon Diggs is coming off an ACL. He's not fully ramped up. In my rankings, I do have the Cardinals as the highest one. They've got the Panthers, especially with my defense questions. Always factor in whether you have to drop a defense or not, because the Cardinals are a defense I drafted to, and I plan to start them for the whole beginning of the season because their schedule's really soft, right, John? I know you have the Cardinals in the league that we're in. Like, you're just rolling them, right?
Yeah. Let's see here. Bowers, do I pick up Fannin or wait for Mayer?
I'm just starting Bowers. They said he's going to play, so I'm going to play him. Last week, he played a super limited amount. He played under 50% of the routes, and he had 100 yards because he's that good. Guys that are that good, you just play him, especially at the tight end position. We don't need to be scrapping. Fannin only ran 65% of the routes last week, and it could have been a situation where they just caught the Bengals off guard. The Bengals are also the stone worst defense versus tight end going back to last year. The Bengals last year allowed 16.6 DraftKings points per game to the tight end position on average. John, 16 points on average.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Brenton Strange, that's a good play this week. Fannin, we're just kind of that's a guy I like having on my bench, but I don't like having in my lineup. I want to see what it looks like in a second game.
Sure. Let's see here. Again, a couple more questions that we'll get to. Rob, our member questions here as well. Connor, Tracy, or Ramondre, standard league.
James Conner has the best matchup of any running back out there. I mean, again, Panthers were dead last year in DVOA against the run. What did they do week 1, Johnny? Let up 200 rushing yards to the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I think that James Conner is going to smush today, especially.
Yeah, I like the 69.5 rushing yards for Connor today as well.
Yeah.
All right, Rob's got a couple here. I'll run down for him. He's got PPR sit one of Coleman, Flowers, Moore, Smith, and Thomas. Did we do that one already? Is that the first question he had?
Coleman, Flower. No, that wasn't the one he had. I'm trying to find it. What are the names again?
Keon Coleman, Zay Flowers, DJ Moore, Devonta Smith, or Brian Thomas needs to sit one of those. I'm leaning to sit Keon Coleman versus the Jets.
Yeah, you got to sit Coleman versus Sauce Gardner. Because you can't sit Zay Flowers, like the wide receiver 1 in week 1. Like, you can't just go from wide receiver 1 to the bench in this situation. So it's got to be Coleman. He's got the tough matchup. And if folks in the chat, if you're wondering why we're jumping to Rob's question here, it's because Rob's a member and his name shows up green in there. He supports us. People like Hope and Deb and Rob. We're going to get to all the questions. We're going to do our very best. But if you want to make sure your question gets answered, a super chat or popping in and supporting us, we make you a priority because, well, you can support us with likes and subscribes, and we love that. You can do that for free. But Rob jumps to the top because he's our guy.
All right. Brees Holiday, Flowers, JSN. Pick one.
JSN for me today. I love JSN. No Joey Porter Jr. today for the Steelers. So, I mean, this guy got 13 targets last week, and now he's facing the team missing their top corner. Yeah, smash.
And he's got Kyler or Daniel Jones. That's an easy Kyler play. And then Adunze, a Palmer. I'm going to Adunze over Josh Palmer today. Agreed.
Josh Palmer. I mean, how often the Bills dropped back to pass 53 times last week, which led the league easily. I mean, that's not what the Bills do. It's not what they want to do, and it's not what they're going to do against the Jets.
Yeah, I agree with you there as well. All right, let's get back to the questions here from everybody. Now we worked our way through those. Again, we appreciate you working with us well. The tech issues kind of holding us down a little bit here. Let's see, where do we start off with this? So we have Dak or Herbert for Eric Miller.
Before we go on, we do have two more member questions from High Hopes from Hope.
Okay.
She said Drake May or Justin Herbert, John.
I'm gonna go Herbert.
Yeah. And then QJ or Josh Downs. I gotta say, Josh Downs, 49% snap rate, 51% route participation. Might change this week. I know Pittman's got the tough matchup on the outside, so we might see a little more downs, but QJ is a full-time every down outside player for Justin Herbert. So you gotta go QJ.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. All right. Eric Miller's got Dak or Herbert at quarterback.
Dak or Herbert, man. Dak.
I'm going Dak.
He's in a good spot. Yeah, go Dak.
Maximus wants to know Bowers. We answered that one already. Pick up Mayer. Pearsall or Jacoby Myers.
You got to be Jacoby probably, right? I mean, he got 10 targets last week, and Pearsall, we don't know what it's going to look like with Mac Jones. That's the difference maker. Is that we think Mac Jones is fine, but Justin Herbert is awesome. And oh no, sorry, it's with Geno Smith, and Geno, he's playing with his actual quarterback. That's the difference.
That's fine. Jacoby Myers is fine. Evan Ingram or Brenton Strange for Lucky Lebo.
Yeah, as big of a Engram fan as I am, it's got to be strange because Engram last week kind of played a part-time snap share even before the calf issue happened. And I'm not sure, maybe his calf was banged up coming into the game, but I just don't like the idea of this guy potentially being a part-time guy, which is it makes me nervous because I have a lot of Engram too. But it's strange this week against the Bengals. They let up like 15 receptions to tight ends last week. The
Sure.
Bengals are not good versus tight ends.
Kevin Weebush wants to know Judy, Pickens, ETN, Coleman needs to flex 2 out of them.
2. Okay.
I mean, ETN for me for sure, and then
For sure.
I think it's Pickens. But would you do Judy?
No, I'm going Pickens as well. I think Pickens
And,
versus the Giants is
and
going
then
to be
Rams or
dangerous.
Ravens defense?
The Ravens defense is my number 1 defense on the week.
Okay.
They're 13-point favorites over the Browns.
Our guy Doug wants to know half PPR flex, Metcalf, Tet, or Jordan Mason. I like Metcalf today. So
Yeah, I like Metcalf too. Howard Bender has a interesting stat that both Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers need 2 touchdowns to hit milestones for their career. So could be Rodgers is a guy that kind of knows that kind of stuff. So maybe they link up.
Lucky Lubo again, need a running back in a flex. Javonte Williams, Tony Pollard, Devonta Smith, DJ Moore, Stephon Diggs. Needs I'll read that again slowly for you since we can't.
I got it. I got that one. Yeah, Devontae Smith is a smash play of the week for us. No Dallas Goedert. And then AJ Brown, who looked like he's not healthy. He's going to face Trent McDuffie. So Devontae Smith is a all format smash for us. DFS, everything else.
Okay. So that's your flex. So Javonte, a Pollard at running back.
Pollard played 89% of the snaps last week, which is easily led all running backs. Tajay Spears is on the IR, so I do have Pollard head.
Okay.
But I like Javante's not a bad play, but
no, dude, 2 touchdowns last week, and he's the lead running back there. I guess we'll see if Jaden Blue's active or not this week.
Yeah, I mean, again, they asked Jerry about Jaden Blue, and he's like, he's a rookie, and he missed a bunch of time this offseason, and he doesn't know the playbook yet. So even if he's active, I can't imagine he takes a huge chunk of plays.
All right, and Dunn wants to know JMO or Hunter Henry, and then we have a tight end in tight end premium.
Ooh, tight end premium. That could move it's still Jameson Williams.
I know Williams.
Howard's off. Howard's off him for DFS. He's priced really high, but I think it's still JMO, right?
Plus, he might have Johnson on him, assuming Johnson's active this week. So that's the other.
But Henry,
he's boring, right? But he does. He's a big target guy for them. Like
he got 8 targets last week, and I mean Tyler Warren absolutely carved up this Dolphins team. But Jameson Williams is just too explosive and exciting for me to bench. I don't know, John. You can make a call on that one.
No, I mean, I largely agree. And figure this out. If Jalen Johnson is active today, then I'm not going to go Jameson Williams.
Okay. Yeah, that's the way I'd roll it. And we're going to get into inactives in 10 minutes. Fantasyalarm.com/inactives. Is that the link or is it?
I think so, but our guy Dan Malin has it right on the homepage. So you'll be able to go click on the link and get right to it.
Perfect.
Plus, the new menu redesign makes it very easy to find all of our NFL tools. So
fantastic.
You'll be able to figure that one out too. We have, she also has a follow-up question, Penix or Mac Jones for Superflex. I like Penix, man. Penix look good. So
Moonboy, Drake London, both active. Kyle Pitts looked pretty good last week.
He has some mobility to him. Like, give me Penix, man.
Bijan, yak machine. You get all those points on those dump downs. That's a beautiful thing for a quarterback.
Quinshon Junkins expected to play 10 to 15 snaps today, Coop. Doesn't mean touches, it says snaps.
Yeah, so I'm guessing he's not going to play any pass downs then. Because he probably doesn't. The pass block schemes are pretty complex in the NFL. So he's probably going to go out there and get 5.
Which brings me to my question for you. Over on Drafters Fantasy, again, fantasytime.com/drafters picks. Promo code ALARM will get you 100% deposit match up to $100. I wrote up the article this week. I put Quinshon Junkins over 10.5 rushing yards in there.
Yeah, actually, I love that. Because, I mean, here's the thing. The guy's probably not, unless in a very rare circumstance, they decided to make him the pass down back, and those are going to be 5 to 10 pass snaps. Like, I think that when he's out there, he's probably going to get the ball.
Can you fall forward enough to get me 11 yards today on 5 carries? Right.
I love that. I'm gonna trail on that. I like that.
Yeah, go see if it's still there. It was there last night, and I immediately put it in. So that's Drafters Fantasy, everybody. Again, we play on there a lot. You see our live streams all week over on Drafters. If you go in the family channel in the Discord, We're running 3 drafts this week over on Drafters for their weekly contest. You guys can join and sign up for that. Again, fantasyalarm.com/drafters BB for best ball or picks for pick'em. Either way, the promo code's alarm, and you get 100% deposit match up to $100 over there for their best ball and pick'em contests. All right, we did that one. Brandon Smith wants to know full PPR needs 2 flex: Charbonnet, Mims, Benson, Pitts, or Isaac Tesla, who they came out and said will be the wide receiver 3 this week.
Yeah. So Khalil, because last week it was Khalif Raymond that played way more snaps than him, but he made the crazy catch. Still, wide receiver 3 status for that team could make you the 5th target on the team because they also have Laporta and they have Gibbs. So I'm not going Tesla. I can't go Mims either. Mims was outsnapped by Troy Franklin, and nobody played more than 50% of the snaps. So it's going to be Pitts for me, and it's going to be Charbonnet. And I like Benson a lot as a guy to have available to you for for bye weeks and injuries, and as a handcuff to James Conner. But he did make a lot of his bones last week on that one really long rush, right? Like he's not getting a ton of touches. I think today he should be fine against the Panthers, but Charbonnet, Charbonnet's getting at least 50% of those snaps, and Pitts, Pitts had the best deployment he's had since his rookie year. He was out there running a lot of snaps, running a lot of wide receiver routes, and getting targets. So I'm going Pitts.
Cool. All right, next question that we got here. Brandon again has no PPR for running backs, but 1 for wide receiver. Kind of
weird,
interesting format there. Needs a flex of Tet, ETN, Charbonnet, Pearsall, Diggs, and Waddle. I still lean probably ETN even without the PPR, but what do you think?
Yeah, I'm going ETN. And then I actually am probably going to go Waddle there. I think that the Patriots secondary is banged up. Darren Waller still isn't ready to play, and it's just going to be a lot of Tyreek Hill and Waddle today. So I do have Waddle.
Well, he only needs 1. So Waddle or ETN?
ETN. He looked real good last week.
Full point PPR flex for Steve Arnold, Hampton or Ridley? I think Ridley bounces back this week.
I think Ridley bounces back too. And I don't think Hampton's going to outtouch Najee Harris 15-1 again. So I'm going Ridley.
We did get a Xavier Worthy update. Not playing this week, but looking good to play next week, despite having a fully torn labrum in his shoulder. I don't know how effective that's going to make Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. If I was an opposing team, I'd be looking to crunch that guy.
Just jack him up. Yeah. Jam him at the line in the shoulder as hard as you can.
They're going to have to put him in the slot. You know what I mean? Like, because if they have him playing split end, he's going to get crunched up.
Brad T. Opponent has McBride, wants to know, do you play Mahomes or Murray this week? I would still play Kyler. Mahomes versus the Eagles doesn't seem too fun.
He threw 2 picks against them last year in the Super Bowl, and he did not look great, and he doesn't have a bunch of his weapons. So I'm going Kyler against the Panthers. Listen,
if McBride has a good day, don't you want those points on your side too?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's I don't love playing defense, but I just have it ranked that way anyway. So.
Yeah. Brandon has a 10-team standard, 1 flex, Travion Henderson, Kenneth Walker, Jamison Williams, Jordan Mason, Ricky Pearsall, George Pickens. Needs 1 of that in a standard league. I think I'd go Pickens there.
I go Pickens too, yeah. Pickens is get the Giants this week. I think he's going to be better than what we saw last week.
The Patriots backfield is going to be super interesting. There was a report that came out yesterday that said expect a change in snap share or something like that, or workload in the Patriots backfield. I don't know if that means that Ramondre is now the RB3 and you're going to see more Gibson and Travion, or just a heavier dose of Travion Henderson on the field this week. But note that going forward.
I went back and watched every touch last week. The blocking was so bad, dude. Travion Henderson had that 14-yard play, but it was 13-1, and they were running like a wishbone like gadget play. Ramondre Stevenson had 15 yards with 17 yards after contact. He was just getting blasted in the backfield. Like that's the real problem. I'm not worried about which player it is. I'm worried about that offensive line.
Let's see here. Steve has another question. Full PPR flex, Hubbard, Pickens, or Dunze?
Chuba got all the snaps except for a handful of pass snaps. So he's locked and loaded for me.
Our guy Joshua Latshaw wants to know Juwan Johnson, Evan Ingram, Hunter Henry is also available on the wire.
That is a conundrum. I think because Henry's on the wire, he's a safe but boring type play. I say you stick with the upside guys you have, and you start Juwan Johnson.
Ann wants to know Pittman or Cup this week. I mean, Pittman's got so Coop. I saw someone tweet out the Patrick Surtain numbers, obviously NFL Defensive Player of the Year coming off there, but it's the certain death matchup is what someone called it. I thought that was a pretty good way to describe anybody going up against Patrick Surtain. So
he's a
Cup
killer.
did not look good in week 1 either. So what do you think?
Yeah. Well, the thing with the Pitt defense is that because Joey Porter Jr.'s out, they're going to shift
everything around.
They're going to shuffle everybody around. Yeah. And it's sometimes when your top corner is out, now it's like you almost have everyone, it's all backups because now you have a guy, everyone's playing a role they don't usually play. It shifts everybody over. So it's kind of a mess.
High Hopes Fantasy Alarm member here wants to know Fields or May.
Whoa. I'm going to go May with his matchup based play against Miami versus going with Fields against Buffalo.
Okay. I like it. Let's see here. Ann wants to know Tillman or Tracy in a PPR.
That's tough one, Johnny. Tillman did get double-digit 8 targets last week. It was Tracy got all the work, but it was rough sledding. Going up against the Cowboys, though, is Mazzie Smith playing? No, right? That is a tough one, John. Where do you lean on that one? I feel like I might be biased towards Tracy, but I do I like starting the running back when the running back has the guaranteed role. So I think I would.
I mean, listen, I think so. I'm going to lean Tillman here because they're an 11.5 point underdog, and Flacco threw 45 times. So I think you're just going to see them have to unleash again. And Baltimore's pass defense didn't really do great last week. I mean, granted, it's Josh Allen, different team here, but Palmer, Shakir, and Keon Coleman kind of lit them up there at the end of that game. And now they got Judy, Tillman, and Njoku, Fannin. Like, I'm kind of bullish on Flacco just passing numbers wise this week. So Tillman works for me there.
Yeah, go Tillman. They're 13-point dogs. They're going to be throwing.
Yeah. Dylan, actually, we have one more from Rob here. Rob Fossil, Bills or Cowboys defense this week. I'm going to go Cowboys for me.
Yeah, Cowboys against the Giants. This could be the last game for Russell Wilson.
That would be surprising already, just moving to Dart so soon.
They could move to the way he played last week. They could move to Jameis.
I said go to Jameson before I think I would go Dart, but you never know. Let's see. Dylan Fink wants to know PPR start 1 running back and 2 flex. Got me here, Coop. It's Swift, Mason, Chubb, Keon Coleman, or Pop Douglas. Needs 1 running back and 2 flex.
Okay, so Swift is going to be my running back for sure. He looked good out there. He's got the targets. Nick Chubb played a ton. So I think I would go Chubb there as well. Keon Coleman would be my guy, but he's going to see Sauce Gardner. But Pop Douglas and Jordan Mason are kind of like 50% snap guys.
Yeah, so, Mason was outplaying Jones until the touchdown by Jones at the end of that game. But
I think
Chubb was the lead back in that backfield. I mean, I
think I just go Keon Coleman and hope. I'm going Swift, Chubb, and Coleman, and just hoping they can move Coleman around. If you move guys into the slot, Sauce doesn't go in there. So if they want to get the ball to Coleman, they can.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm good there. Swift, Chubb, and Coleman work for me. High Hopes has half PPR, Tet McMillan, Swift, or Charbonnet for a flex.
Swift.
Okay. Andrew Thomas out for the Giants, going back to the Cowboys defense there. Big left tackle gone for them. Jimmy J, Jimmy J, however this is shown.
Jimmy ZJ.
Jimmy ZJ. We have start 2.5 PPR. Keenan Allen, Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard, Zach Charbonnet.
I'm going to go Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard. I know it's 2 Titans, but these guys played virtually the entire game versus some of these other guys. And, Keenan's fine, but half PPR is not really his format.
Sure. And then he wants to know, do you drop Caleb Johnson already for Quentin Johnston?
Only if Quentin Johnston is going to go into my starting lineup. Because if they're...
You want the running back. I made the worst mistake ever, Coop. Well, maybe not the worst mistake ever, but I drafted Chris Rodriguez. Once he was inactive on Tuesday, I dropped him for a different running back, and then Eckler blows his Achilles.
Your starters are your start. And again, guys like Bucky Irving didn't really pop until late last year. Tank Bigsby had to carve out a role. Like, Your starters are your starters, and then your
Yeah.
stashes are your stashes. If you're stashing Caleb Johnson, continue to stash him over stashing Quinn Johnson. If
Juwan
if
Jennings
you're gonna
officially
if you're gonna
active for the
start him, if
49ers.
you're gonna start Quinn Johnson, then you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Juwan Jennings is active for the 49ers today. So
Is Trent Williams active?
don't know yet, but I imagine that news would be coming here shortly.
Yeah.
Keith Jones wants to know ETN, Evans, or Sutton half PPR flex.
Oh man. How do you bench Mike Evans?
I was gonna say, how do you bench Mike Evans? But I mean, Travis Etienne in a matchup against the Bengals, I feel like you have to go.
I know. Nah.
Also, great drafting, Keith. I mean,
Good team. Yeah, look to do a 2-for-1 trade, Keith. That's what should be.
Yeah, if you're forced to sit 2 of those 3 every week,
Send
unless
out the
that's
trade
a FanDuel question, which it could be a FanDuel question, half PPR over on FanDuel. But if you're otherwise forced to sit 2 of those 3 every week, 1, you're probably going to win your league, and 2, you should probably make a trade.
Right. And I mean, if you're sitting Mike Evans right now while Godwin's out, then trade him away.
Do you have Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson as your other wide receivers?
I'm starting Mike Evans, Keith.
You're going Evans over ETN there?
On principle alone.
Okay. Are the Chargers a decent defense to roll out this week, says Fatty?
The Chargers are playing the Raiders with a banged up Brock Bowers. So, yeah.
Yeah, and Chargers at home this week, too. So,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm good with the Chargers. That's fine. They got a good pass rush. Again, the Patriots actually got after Geno pretty consistently last week. So,
like a 50% pass rush win rate. And Milton Williams was like defensive tackle 2 in win rate. And also Harold Landry was like,
a couple sacks in that game for
a couple sacks. So, like, and that's maybe they're really good. They are good players, but so is Joey Bosa and the boys. So actually, sorry, Bosa's with the the Bills, but you know what I'm saying. They got Khalil Mack in them.
Camel C wants to know best D to play in cash games for DraftKings today. I think the Cardinals probably. Cardinals are pretty safe.
Cash games, Cardinals. Also, if you got to pay down a little, I don't mind the Seahawks against Aaron Rodgers. He's just taking sacks. He's not. He's got
he's not running right.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Devon Witherspoon is out today for the Seahawks defense.
Oh, he is. Still fun.
Let's see. Pittman versus Cup. Mile High Luke said, I think he's just answering Ann. Let's see. Ethan wants to know. Good morning, Ethan. Happy to have you in the chat today. Swift, Hubbard, and Garrett Wilson. Where are we going there? Pick 2.
I'm going Swift and Hubbard. Okay. I'm going Swift and Hubbard. The Bills could just be all over the Jets today.
Cool. We do need to go a little quicker, Coop, just because this is the 11:01 question and we're at 11:30. So.
Okay. Just shout out to Ann, the tackle monster prop. Dude, I can't believe Quay Walker didn't get Zach Ertz on that touchdown. That would have hit our over, and Zach Ertz elusively beat him. So, all right, we'll go quick.
Right. Yep. So, again, Ethan did you say the Swift, Hubbard, Wilson pick 2?
Yeah, Swift and Hubbard.
Okay. Big Gorilla question from Mile High Luke. Keenan Allen, Diggs, or Booty?
That's full PPR. I'm going Keenan.
Okay. Ethan wants to know Ingram or Juwan Johnson?
I have Juwan Johnson ahead. I need to see Ingram play more than half the snaps because he didn't before he got hurt.
Okay. Pick 2 PPR for Ethan. Pittman, Tillman, Benson, Sampson, or Braylon Allen.
That's where I hold my nose and start Pittman. And I start Pittman and Tillman.
Yeah, Pittman, Tillman. That's fine. I did take the over 34.5 on Benson today, but that's just matchup wise.
I like Benson, but yeah.
Mojo wants to know Sutton, Judy, Hollywood, Pittman, Sampson, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex for standard.
I'm going to start the first 3 names, and there's where I will bench Pittman because there's matchup. So it's Sutton, Judy, Hollywood.
Yeah, I like it. Lucas, Latch, Jonnu, Henry, or Fannin PPR.
Jonnu, Henry, or Fannin. It's got to be Hunter Henry for me with the matchup versus the Dolphins.
Yeah, Fannin's a prove it play to me this week. Again, last week he had the ultimate matchup. If he can do it again, the snap share was great. But if he can be productive again, then we just lock him in. But other than that, I'm going to go Henry there too. Will Hayes, Swift, or Montgomery for a PPR?
Swift.
G. Edwards, 1 PPR, need a flex. Jameson Williams, Tony Pollard, Michael Pittman, and then Monty. I'm blanking on.
That's got to be Montgomery.
Montgomery. Okay. Montgomery, Jameson Williams, Pollard, or Pittman. one for a flex.
I'm starting Pollard. Played 89% of the snaps last week. No Tajay Spears. I mean, and he played Denver last week. That's a bad matchup. This week is a little bit better.
Edwards also wants to know Njoku or Andrews for PPR.
I have Andrews ahead. I'm worried about Njoku. I think Andrews going to bounce back here. They only threw 19 times, and he was going up against Matt Milano, which is not a good matchup for tight ends.
Ann wants to know 2 in a flex, Swift, ATN, Hollywood, or JMO.
Hollywood for sure. 16 targets last week. John, Swift or ETN?
ETN.
Yeah, ETN, do you look great? And they traded away Tank Bigsby.
They traded him away. They believe in him. Bo Nix, Justin Fields for Russ here.
I have Knicks ranked ahead.
Yeah, I'm good with Knicks there. I think they have a good game against the Colts here. Rob Fossil, member question: Goff or Stroud this week? I like Stroud at home this week.
Yeah, Stroud at
home. Let's see here. Jay Beasy just lost my place.
Jay Breezy, 28.
Yeah. Can you read it off?
J.K. Dobbins or Trey Benson. Got to go Dobbins because he's just playing the bigger half of the role. Although I do like Benson. He probably will get a lot of touches against the Panthers, but you got to lean into the guys playing more, and that's Dobbins.
Okay, I'm good with it. High Hopes wants to know Monty Diggs or Devonta 1 point PPR. I think we're going Devonta Smith here.
Yep. We love Devonta Smith.
Neil, my dude, wants to know start Fields or Bo Nix. I think we just did that one, right? So we want Nix there. And then do I start Brian Thomas or Achane?
I'm starting Brian Thomas. I think that they know Liam Cohen did a whole spiel on how he should have had 100 yards receiving, but just got missed. I think they're going to make sure this guy gets the ball. They're going to make sure of it.
Russ Lyons wants to know Trevion, Javonte, or Travis Hunter. Pick 2.
I'm going Javonte Williams and Travis Hunter. Trevion, I need to see it. I love having him on my team, but I need to see it before I start deploying.
At 11 PPR points last week to Trevion Henderson just because of the catching. But
yeah.
Tight end premium, Ramondre or Chig for Ann Dunn.
I like Chig's situation. He played 88% of the snaps, caught all 4 of his targets last week, and that was against a tough Denver defense. Better matchup this week. In tight end premium, I will go Chig.
Kangas Man wants to know 2.5 point PPR for tight ends, 2 PPR for running backs and wide receivers. Why?
Juicing it up, dude.
Why? Need one for one of my flex: Jones, Sampson, Booty, or Fannin. 2.5 points per catch for Fannin, 2 points per catch for the running backs here and wide receivers.
Yeah, should still be Aaron Jones.
Okay. I mean, Booty looked good.
Booty looked good. He got away with a pretty obvious push off on one of those plays.
Says you.
Dude, it says everybody with a high ball. Yeah, but he was really good versus zone. I mean, he was just finding every hole in that.
Hey, he gave the press conference this week and said, I think you guys all forgot I had a first-round grade on me after my freshman year at LSU. So.
There it is, dude. I mean, LSU, dude. Every wide receiver except for Terrace Marshall at LSU has been incredible.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Ben, not all here, wants to know Swift or Keon for PPR. I'm going to go Swift there.
Swift, bad matchup.
And then Tyquan Thornton or Rashid Shaheed for a half PPR.
It's Shaheed, man. Shaheed got, what did he get last week? Like 9 targets?
Yeah, you're just betting on the quarterback, I think, there with Thornton. And there's all deep throws to Thornton, pretty much.
Yeah, he's the field stretcher.
Mojo, JSN, Evans, Sutton, Myers, Brown, Booty, Strange. Needs 3 wide receivers and a flex and a standard from that group. Again, got to play Evans. First 3, JSN, Evans, Sutton. And then what's your flex of the final 4, Coop?
The guy that got 16 targets last week.
How Hollywood Brown it is. Chris Mamhood wants to know Sampson, Warren, Hunter, JMO, Henderson need 3 in the PPR. With
guys like Warren now, you have to say which one. I'm assuming these are all, and the guy's named Hunter. It's like, is this Tyler Warren? Is it Jalen Warren? Is it Travis Hunter? Is it Hunter Henry? We need more information.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that's Travis Hunter, who I would play.
Yes.
And
if it's Tyler Warren,
I think Sampson's probably fine if Junkin's only playing 10 snaps.
Yeah. Whichever Warren it is, he's in.
Okay.
I'm going Warren, Hunter, and JMO. Now, did we get the news on Jones?
On who?
JMO's matchup.
Oh, I have not heard of that yet. No.
Okay.
McAdoo wants to know Javonte Williams, David Montgomery, Marvin Harrison Jr. need 2. I'm definitely an MHJ guy.
Big time. Big time, Marv.
I think I go Javonte here.
Yep. He's getting he ran like 80% of the routes, not for the running backs in general. Like he was just out there running routes every time they were passing, which is that's good usage. That's big time usage. And this guy got 70 targets last year, Javonte Williams. They don't just give you that. Like you have to earn it to some degree.
I'm pretty sure I answered the Quentin Johnson, Josh Downs question for high hopes, but
we did those ones. We did both.
We did QJ, right? Okay.
Yep.
Devontae Adams, Hollywood Brown, Calvin Ridley for JTR.
Just one.
Yeah.
I'm starting Devontae Adams.
Okay. Kevin wants to know to flex Pickens, ETN, Coleman, Judy.
ETN and Pickens.
And then Ravens or Rams for a defense.
Ravens are my top defense this week.
Okay. Ani Coop in the chat.
Hey, Coop. What's happening?
Mojo wants to know Kelsey, Strange, or Schultz in a standard.
Kelsey. Schultz, even with a bunch of wide receivers banged up, did not play a full snap share. They rotated him and Cade Stover. So be very careful with Schultz. Schultz is he's a Fugazi tight end.
Ben says he's got Bowers and has Ingram as his backup. Do you play Bowers and hope he starts or drop Ingram for Mayer? No, I just play Ingram.
Just play Ingram. I mean, I'm just going to start Bowers. Man. That's what I'm doing.
But you don't know.
He says he's playing. Okay. So I'm playing him. I'll go to the Looney Bin. I'll go to. I mean, you just got to do it.
Sarwell, yeah. That's if he's playing, he's playing. Then you play Bowers for sure.
He's playing.
Sarwell wants to know Charbonnet, Sampson, Diggs, half PPR needs 2.
Diggs got 7 targets last week. I know he didn't play a full snap share, but I'm going Diggs.
Okay. Mile High Luke, Big Gorilla, Mason Taylor, Evan Ingram.
Ingram there because Taylor didn't get any targets last week, and Matt Milano is just going to vaporize him this week.
High hope, Scott Fishbowl scoring, Chigakonkwo or Josh Downs.
We're going Chig there in Scott Fishbowl, where it's like super tight end premium, and Downs is like a 50% snap guy.
And then would you play Kenneth Gainwell over either of the Seattle running backs? You got both of them.
No, I play Kenneth Walker
and Charbonnet.
I play both.
Let's see here. Keith J wants to know Hawkins. He's a flex on tight end of Hawkinson, Otten, Fannin, Montgomery, Coleman, and Charbonnet. So we need a tight end of Hawkinson, Otten, Fannin, and then a flex of the rest.
Go with Hawkinson, and I would start Montgomery. Okay. I'm starting to think the Bears might be a tough matchup for tight ends. They played a lot of man-to-man, and that's usually not great for tight ends.
Our guy Belmer wants to know Pitts or Juwan Johnson this week.
I'm still going Pitts. He looked really good last week. Good usage. And we always have to remember this guy is crazy fast for a tight end. He had 2 50-yard touchdowns last year or 50-yard plays last year. At any given moment, Kyle Pitts can have a monster day.
Katie Jarvis. Katie wants to know Kenneth Walker, Ridley, Mooney, Johnston, PBR flex.
Just one. It's got to be Calvin Ridley on the bounce back. He had anyone that faces Patrick Surtain, just forget about that week. Just erase it.
Let's see. Boss Man wants to know pick one full PBR: Alvin Kamara, Tony Pollard, Javonte Williams. You got to go Kamara there.
You go Kamara, but if Kamara doesn't come out and get 4 or 5 targets this week, I will officially be scared.
I feel like we say this all the time and it doesn't always come through, but I feel when like enough is made about something not happening in a game, they make an effort to make sure it happens in the next one. So we're like, the talk was like, how do you only throw to Kamara 2 times, right?
Dude, Kamara was checking out on plays. Like when he knew he wasn't one of the targets, he would just go and stand there.
You wonder what the directive of the Saints is this year. Hey, go lose.
They extended Kamara mid-season last year. Mickey Loomis is maybe the worst GM besides Jerry Jones.
Yeah, you waste a pick on Tyler Show, and then he's not even good enough to start for you. So
silly.
Andrew Jeffrey, DK single entry, best DK single entry stack. Listen, I have Dallas today as one of my top stacks. Dak Prescott is cheap. George Pickens is cheap. And CeeDee Lamb is not cheap, but he can fit into that lineup pretty easily with those 3 there. So I really like getting in the Cowboys today.
Affordable
for sure. And then, of course, I mean, obviously the 49ers, Mac Jones is for.
Mac Jones is free. Yeah, the pricing came out before the injury news, right, John?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's not a starter on the, over 5,500 that isn't McCaffrey on that offense this week. So
yeah.
Jonathan Santiago, Pitts or Hawkinson?
Hawk. talk. Pitts. I did move Pitts down a little bit in the rankings once London and Mooney came out. I re-updated the rankings. They're all set now. You can double check that if you're Fantasy Alarm member, or the half PPR ones. We share those with you guys just because we love you. So those
our
are
guy Dan wants to know about Bowers versus Johnson. Play Bowers, Dan, if he's in.
just.
Would you drop Juwan Johnson for Mayer as a handcuff? Probably
No,
not, right?
no.
You just play John Johnson at that point.
It's like that's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm playing Bowers, and if Bowers doesn't play, like Michael Mayer, what exactly is he going to do?
Dude, Mayer was a good player in college. They just immediately just had the opportunity to draft Brock Bowers.
He's a good blocker.
Benjamin Mann, PPR, Evans, or Ibuka. I mean, you're never going to play Ibuka over Evans.
Can't.
So.
Not yet. Ibuka, awesome. They scored 2 touchdowns.
Yet,
still only got 6 targets.
Yeah. Start 3 running backs. Gibbs, Kyron, Chase Brown, Javonte. First 3.
First 3, man.
First 3 for sure. Play the job. I know Kyron actually has a tough matchup against Tennessee, but
I don't care.
Still feel like you're playing Kyron.
Massive snap share for Kyron. Again, 80% of the snaps.
Yeah, when they came out in the preseason, said that they're going to take some of his workload away, and Corum had 1 carry. Katie
went from 87% to 82.
Yeah. Katie Jarvis, flex PPR, Dobbins or Diggs?
Oh, man. It's probably Dobbins. I hate it, but that's probably the correct answer.
Mile High Lucan, the Big Gorilla, needs Dobbins, Allen, Diggs, or Jaden Higgins. Pick 2.
So definitely not Jaden Higgins. He was 4th in snaps for those wide receivers. It's got to be I'm going to go Dobbins and Keenan in full PPR.
Okay. Diggs was good, but he just he was just solid.
We got to see more. We got to see more out of him. Yeah.
Armani wants to know Lad or Ibuka?
Lad.
Yeah. Wow. Let's see. Start Mason Taylor over Kincaid this week at a tight end premium.
No, Mason Taylor's got a terrible matchup. I'm telling you, Matt Milano gets hurt every year, but when he's healthy, he is a real problem for tight ends. Big problem.
Hollywood Brown or a Dunze for Ethan?
Oh boy, I think it's got to be a Dunze for the next 5 weeks.
Dunze was really good, and someone over the offseason highlighted that Dunze could be in for a big year this year with Ben Johnson. The history of his slot receivers,
Hollywood going up against Cooper DeJean in the slot, but
Ethan wants to know 1 running back, 1 flex: Jamo, Olave, Travion, Javonte.
Just 1.
Yep.
1 RB, 1 flex. Javonte and just Jamo still.
Okay.
It's still Spencer Rattler throwing the ball. That hasn't changed.
Ray Gamer in a standard league, Sutton or Ibuka?
Sutton.
And then I need a defense of Bills, Cardinals, Panthers, Seahawks, Vikings.
Cardinals. I have the Cardinals DST 4 this week.
Then a follow-up for Ray here. 2 running backs in a standard, Connor Cook and ETN, which sits there.
I mean, Connor has to play because he's got the Panthers. They just let up 200 yards last week. They're the worst run defense in the league.
I still lean ETN over Cook this week just because Josh Allen will run for touchdowns. So
ETN it is.
Yeah, ETN. Ben wants to know Judy or Devonta in a half PPR.
Devontae Smith, play of the week. You can put the blame on me. You can actually put the blame on Howard Bender if Devontae Smith doesn't play well this week.
Kangas, man, you're going to play. He wants to know Deontay Thornton, Quinshon Junkins, and Scott Fishbowl.
What happened? It's Scott Fishbowl. Crazy things happen, man.
Yeah. Junkins only playing 10 snaps, man. I get you're a Browns fan, but you got to go Thornton here.
But Thornton, I mean, he didn't play close to a full snap share either.
No, but he got targets. You don't. Junkins can be on the field for 10 snaps and not actually get the football.
Scott Fishbowl. If you're playing on MFL, targets alone are points. So okay, go Dante.
Is it? Jeez. All right.
Yeah, on MFL, targets are points.
All right. Fields or we did Fields over to that one.
Yeah.
Brock wants to know, pick one standard quarterback question though. Caleb or Nix? I liked Caleb Williams. He just fell apart in the second half. I would still consider Caleb Williams against Detroit this week.
Over Nix? I don't think Nix is going to run as much this year as last year. I really don't think so. Caleb
reacts too much to a week 1 matchup for everybody. I think Caleb Williams looked really good, and then they just
Caleb's willing to run. Caleb ran for like almost 400 yards last year, right?
Yeah, I like Caleb Williams there.
Go Caleb.
Fields or Dak for Ethan?
Dak.
Jerry wants to know Mooney or Moore?
Still DJ Moore. Mooney, we don't know what that shoulder's like.
Kangas man, Dynasty PPR. Diggs or Allen?
What do you think, John? They both were part-time guys that got like 7 targets.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're going to see more out of Diggs here.
Yeah,
I trust Diggs having a bigger game in that offensive system than Allen dealing with Ladd and QJ and all those guys.
And I think Diggs is going to trend up, whereas I think Keenan Allen, what you saw is what you're going to get.
Yeah. That's how I'm feeling. Plus, if the Patriots, they're dogs in Miami, if they trail,
Yeah, and Miami stinks.
Yeah, they're not good.
Patriots stink too, but Miami, like Daniel Jones looked like a star last week against
them. Our girl Plesh here wants to know Genty, Wilson, Adams needs a sit one.
I'd probably say you're starting Genty. I can't sit Devontae Adams, but John, you could sit him if you want to.
I mean, I'm the Rams or the Titans, right? Is a matchup there.
Yeah.
I think I'd play Garrett Wilson this week.
Okay.
Here's what's going to happen. Either the Jets are again competitive like they were, and the defense just has to bite on the run all day, and that's going to leave opportunities for Garrett Wilson to just kind of get open, or they're going to be behind and they're going to have to throw a ton, and then Garrett Wilson gets all the targets. So I'm more of a leaner on Garrett Wilson.
8 targets last week for Devontae Adams. The guy's averaged 10 targets a game for the last 7 years.
I get it.
I've never sat
Devontae Adams in Tennessee.
I've never sat him in my whole life.
Okay. So we're split. Flip a coin. Egbuka, Sutton, McMillan, Pearsall needs to sit one for Jerry.
Howard Bender is taking over the Fantasy Alarm Twitter account right after the show at noon. So if we're split on players, that's your tiebreaker. Go ahead and just tweet at Fantasy
or get in
Alarm.
the Discord, right? Malin's in there. Benner might be in there too. Answer questions. I
can't rightfully say sit Devontae Adams. Can't do it. Egbuka or Sutton, McMillan, Pearsall need to sit one. Sit one of Egbuka, Sutton, McMillan, Pearsall. Probably Pearsall playing with the backup QB. Mac Jones is fine, but it's Mac Jones.
Yeah. 1 second.
Let's rapid fire. We're gonna try and rapid fire, but any questions that come in after Miriam Kim, we're not gonna be able to get to any of them. So
we're almost done anyway. So but I just lost. We had Kangas, man. Was that the last question we had?
Yes.
Or was it Sarah? Sarah, the last question we had?
I scrolled down.
Yeah, okay. Genty, okay. Jerry Nelson had the Egbuka, Sutton, McMillan, Pearsall. You answered that one. Kangas had Samson, Tillman for a flex PPR.
Samson or Tillman, dude.
Okay. Our guy Dan, PPR, Chubb, Tracy, Mason. Sit one. Chubb,
Kangas with the Browns player.
I know. I just loaded him
up. Chubb, Tracy, Jordan Mason. So do you go with the guy that looked best in Jordan Mason or the 2 guys that got the most volume in Chubb or Mason? Chubb and Tracy. That's the question.
Yeah, I think I'm going to sit Jordan Mason.
Me too. Volume is king.
Matty Random, start 2. Hawkinson, Henry, Warren, start 2.
You get in that situation, I would sit Hunter Henry. Tyler Warren is looking like a must-start guy. Josh Downs being a part-time player is huge for Tyler Warren because they run similar routes. So if that guy's only going to be a 50% player, Tyler Warren, I mean, it could be wheels up here.
Juan Pena wants to know wide receiver 1 and 2 in a flex. So Adams, Brown, Calvin Austin, Quentin Johnson, Booty, Henderson, Chubb, Charbonnet. So we need 3 of those players.
Adams and Hollywood. And then is this where we go? No, it's Quentin Johnson probably, right?
Yeah, probably.
Or Chubb. I'm not starting Calvin Austin. Go Adams. Yeah, go Adams, Hollywood, and Quentin Johnson. Oh, the question of the week. Juan's got it. Fannin Jr. or Juwan Johnson.
It is the number 1 question of the week. I mean, I think you have to lean Juwan Johnson, right? And then
yes,
hope Fannin is really good, so then you don't have to ask that question again.
Right. Fannin, the difference between these 2 guys is that Fannin only played 65% of the snaps. Both teams, 2 wide receivers got a lot of targets. One guy is competing with another tight end. The other guy isn't. Juwan Johnson ran 97% of the routes. You have to respect that, Juwan.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. We're talking Chipotle here in the chat. Thanks, Grande, for throwing everybody off. Second league, AJ Brown, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., DJ Moore, pick 2 for a PPR. Again, loaded wide receivers to pick 2.
Yeah. I'm going AJ Brown and Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
When Dallas Goedert is out, Like AJ Brown and Javonte Smith have such high floors.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. for sure. And you like AJ Brown in this one?
I know he's going to see a lot of Trent McDuffie, but I mean, again, like no Dallas Goedert. The Calcaterra wine mixer is a DFS play, but I mean, they have to get the ball. AJ Brown has to bounce back.
All righty. Adam Penzone wants to know Montgomery, Devonta Smith, start one.
Devonta Smith.
Yep. Brees Hall, James Conner for Kangas, man.
I can't go away from James Conner against this tear.
Yeah, it's a really good spot for James Conner, but you have to be encouraged what Brees Hall did last week.
Of course, but he's still split a little bit. I mean, the Panthers have been so bad against the run going back
to last year. So
all the way back to last year. So you have to go there. And I think
Pena, RB1 and 2 and a flex, Camaro, Williams, Javonte and Kyron, Cook, Moore, Hunter, Stevenson, QJ. So a lot of options for us here. Running back 1 and 2 and a flex.
Kamara and Kyron Williams for sure. And then the flex for me is going to be James Cook.
Okay. Sitting all the wide receivers?
Set him.
Let's see here.
It's Greg C. Hall, Pollard, Mike Evans. He's got a bench one.
Yeah. Okay. Hall, Pollard, Evans, 1 running back, 1 flex. So you're sitting 1?
Pollard. Sit Pollard.
Yeah. Tim wants to know JMO, Olave, Pittman, Tracy, McMullen need 2.
We're trying not to start Pittman this week if we can avoid it. I would go with Jameson Williams, and then it's Olave or McMillan, John.
McMillan for me.
Probably McMillan, yeah. That's a tough question.
Let's see.
Big Gorilla, Dobbins or Monty? Got to be Dobbins. Lions run game might not be what it's used to with Frank Ragnow gone. Like that was the first time in a long time Monty didn't get 50 yards from scrimmage. So I just can't trust him right now. Got to go with the volume of Dobbins.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Pearsall, Pollard for David.
That's where I'll go. Tony Pollard.
Okay, Juwan Johnson, Mark Andrews.
Still Mark Andrews for me, but this is the if Andrews doesn't do anything this week, then we are officially very much concerned.
All right, Ninja Chicken, Jordan Mason, Zach Charbonnet, Jameson Williams. Chig or Juwan for Jimmy.
I have Juwan ahead, but I like Chig this week. But Juwan 97% route participation.
Okay. Chris wants to know pick 3 for PPR: Hunter, Jalen Warren, Dylan Sampson, Trayvon Henderson, Jamison Williams.
Travis Hunter for sure.
Yeah.
Jalen Warren's a starting running back for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson is active, Chris says, but I think I still go there with him.
Okay. Juwan or Andrews for
still Andrews. Hasn't changed over the last 45 seconds.
Yeah. Dobbins, Diggs, Booty, or QJ for Big Tex.
Dobbins, Diggs, Booty. Pick 1. Tony Pollard played 89% of the snaps last week. As long as Tajay Spears is out, I'm going to be starting Pollard, and he's going to be out for the next 3 games. Denver's probably the toughest matchup they're going to face all year.
Justin Shirley, last question of the show. Start to flex a Dunze or Pickens PPR.
This is where we go a Dunze. Let's go side with fun, side with upside. Let's go. Football day, baby.
Of course. Let's go. And of course, now the questions start to roll in as we end the show. Maybe it'll be fixed for next week. Guys, get in the Discord. You can also do the Fantasy Alarm Twitter at Fantasy Alarm over on Twitter. Howard Bender is taking over. Get your questions if we didn't answer over there. Get in our Discord. Get your questions answered there as well. I realized that apparently we've had this Anthony Ingram question up the entire time. Grande just mentioned me that. I never realized. Anyways, we will give Anthony a whole show worth of exposure there. All right, guys. Appreciate you tuning in.